What's up, Zabuza subscribers? I'm Gummtree, and if you haven't heard already, Zabuza has been on YouTube for a year now. Yay! So, to celebrate this, he's letting all his friends upload on his channel once and leech all his subscribers, as he worded it. And yeah, I'm not really talented at anything. Like he said, we can upload anything as long as it doesn't contain violence or nudity, which is kind of disappointing. And if it doesn't contain nudity, I'm not really talented at anything, so that was kind of disappointing. So I decided just to guest narrate his battle which he had, and I told him it didn't really matter what kind of battle he sent over, but he decided to send over a showdown battle because I don't really Wi-Fi. So if you do decide to check out my channel afterwards, I don't know why you would, but if you do, you don't expect to see any Wi-Fi battles there, like well, at least not a recent Wi-Fi battle. I mean, I did upload Wi-Fi battles in the past, but when I was a pretty bad player, to be completely honest, and they're bad quality battles as well. I mean, there are a few good quality ones, but yeah, let me not go any further on about this because I'm sort of rambling here. But yeah, looking at the team and stuff, Zabuza is running an assist based team, like with the Spinner and the Infinite with the assist, and the Wobbuffet to do stuff like counter, and I actually don't know. And obviously they're all going to assist the V-Create from Victini, because there's a Victini standing like right there, and a Ninetales for Sun to get the Sun boosted V-Create going. And if you don't know, assist is a move where it lets you use the move which a team member has, as long as it isn't it isn't a move which like it can't like assist. Like there are a few moves that can't assist. I don't know why, but yeah, I shouldn't really go on further. Let's just get into the battle. I mean, you're probably wondering why I'm just rambling here, but yeah. So Zabuza is going to lead off with his Ninetales, and this isn't any normal Ninetales. It's a covered one, and it gets the normal gem boost from the covered. And since the normal gem disappeared before the covered was used, he got to steal the Starmie's leftovers as well, so which is pretty cool. And now he goes for another covered. He gets a crit, and he just dies to a surf. So that's pretty cool. I say that way too much. So now Spinner comes in, goes for the Recreate to revenge the Starmie after eating up a surf, and gets all these booster boosters because it has the contrary ability. Now the Breloom comes in, and I don't know why he did not go for the Mark Punch. I mean, that's what I would have done. But yeah, that was a very weird play because the Spinner obviously outsped because it had the speed boost. But yeah, he just decided to go for a low sweep, maybe, I don't know. And now comes in the Braviary, which is like OU Braviary, what? But yeah, it must have been the Bolt Up variant. But what Zabuza actually sent me was not one battle, but 3 battles. So yeah, let's get into the second battle now. It's with the same team, but yeah, now Zabuza leads with a Ninetales yet again to get the weather up, and my opponent, no, not my opponent, Zabuza's opponent, sorry, it looks like he has a sort of like an NU team, except for the Drapion, which is an RU, and the Alakazam, which is an OU, which is the only OU Pokemon there. But yeah, Ninetales is just there to get up the Sun, like nothing else for it to do. He just decides to sack it afterwards, and he he goes in this Weavile, he goes into the Thief to steal the item which Alakazam doesn't have because Ninetales already took it. Now Drapion is sent in, and since Weavile can't really touch it, Zabuza decides to switch out into Victini and goes for the V-Create as the Drapion goes for the Swords Dance, and it just Okos because Victini is just too powerful. Now the Cactuan comes in, and the Sucker Punch is way too obvious, so Zabuza decides to go into his Infinite, and now that since Infinite resists the Sucker Punch, his opponent decides to switch out into his Torkoal. Why can't I speak into Torkoal to eat up a hit? But damn, that did like more than 50%. Isn't easy to KO with this Infinite because I don't know what item this is holding, but in the Sun Stab Booster, that is way too powerful. Oh my lord, that's just too strong. But anyway, now the Marowak comes in, and Zabuza decides to go into his Wobbuffet now to, I actually don't know why, but now the counter is a little too obvious, so Marowak decides to start setting up like Swords Dances and substitutes, and apparently Zabuza doesn't carry Encore on his Wobbuffet, which is kind of weird. Like I mean, if I ever use Wobbuffet, not that I do, but if I ever did, like, I would definitely run Encore, just in case moments like these did happen. But yeah, I'm gonna speed up this bit just a bit, but what happens here, basically, is that they're just going for Swords Dances and Destiny Bonds and all that kind of stuff, and trying to pretty much PB stall each other out. And after a little while, Zabuza decides to switch out into his Victini, knowing that his opponent is going to go for the Swords Dance, and now he goes into his Victini, and since it outspeeds, he's just going to go for a V-Create and knock that substitute out, as Marowak decides to just go for an Earthquake and kill the Victini. So now, in the free switch, Zabuza decides to switch out into the Infinite and just revenge with a assist V-Create, and that thing dies, and it's pretty much an infinite sweep here because Garbodor and Cacturne can't really live a hit from I meant V-Create, but yeah, that Garbodor had a Quick Claw, which is, what? Why would he use Quick Claw? I mean, the Choice Scarf kind of outclasses it, and so does the Custom Berry, and Quick Claw kind of relies on luck. I mean, I wouldn't really rely on it, and apparently he decides to switch out into the Weavile, actually not just finish it off with the Infinite, and apparently Weavile gets assist as well. I did not know that, and he just kills it with a V-Create. Now time to go into the third battle, and in the third battle, Zabuza decides to lead off with a Shuckle this time because he thought wait a second, Zabuza's on the other side. I'm screwing up. Oh, I'm not gonna redo this because oh my lord, but it's okay. So Zubs is on the other side, so goes for the covered, and normal gem used up, and Toxic poisons it, and he decides to switch out now, and the Infinite comes in before Rocks, and just knocks it out with a V-Create. Now, next thing they goes into is the Garchomp, and the Earthquake is a little too obvious, so he decides to go into the Wobbuffet, and it does 38%, so, I don't know what kind of damage it is, like, I mean, oh, it's not Choice. I thought it made it mean like Scarfed or something. I don't even know. I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, now in the double down, Zabuza decides to go into the Weavile, and Gengar is sent out in the opposition side, and it is knocked out with a V-Create. So now, the opponent decides to go into the Brain Loom, and Mark Punch is kind of obvious, so Zabuza decides to switch sack the Ninetales, but his opponent predicts this and goes for the Leech Seed on the switch, and he turns out to be a sub Leech Seed set. But yeah, now Zubs goes for another covered, and he turns out, what? Doesn't he have the flamethrower to like OHKO this thing with but yeah, now this is actually a sub punching Brain Loom, so now the cover doesn't do enough to break the sub, and it just ends up dying to a Focus Sash. What? It dies to a Focus... I mean Focus Punch, oh my... So now the Weavile comes in and it's gonna die to a Focus Punch after he breaks the sub with the Recreate. And yeah, this battle is going a little too slow for me. It was a little too fast before, but now it's a little too slow. But yeah, now the Spinda is sent out, and it doesn't carry the Mark Punch, apparently, the Brain Loom, but yeah, the Spinda is gonna get the boosts from the V-Create contrary thingy, and yeah, so he's gonna knock it the Brain Loom with another V-Create and get up to +2 now, which is pretty cool since he outspeeds, well, he already outsped everything from this team, but yeah. So now he goes for a V-Create, and that's a resisted hit, but still in the sun, and is that, oh, he's not at plus like anything attack, okay. It's just defense, but yeah, the opponent makes a spot play, goes for a Toxic to try and rack up some damage on that Spinda, and the V-Create isn't really doing anything to the Swampert. And now he decides to go for a Waterfall. Doesn't he carry a Earthquake? I mean, I thought that was kind of standard on Swampert, but maybe not. But now he goes for the V-Create, Zabuza, I mean, goes for the V-Create, and it looks like it's gonna KO next turn, and it actually does, which is really nice, and he gets up to +6, but unfortunately, after he gets up to +6, he's gonna die to the Toxic, so yeah, it's not gonna end up being able to kill the Dragon Knight, but it's fine because now he can go out into the Infinite or Victini as he decides to choose to go into this time, and just to KO with 2 V-creates. So yeah, he's gonna die this turn to like an Earthquake from something, or something from the Dragon Knight probably. Nope, he goes for a sub because it's sub DT apparently. Yeah, I would have gone for an Earthquake if I was him. I mean, I kind of doubt that the Infinite's carrying an HPI since it is not a standard Infinite, but yeah, so Victini's probably gonna die now to a Dragon Claw, and next thing Zabuza is gonna go into is the Infinite, and now he's just going to go for a V-create and knock him out. So thank you all for watching. Check out my channel if you want to, because I upload some stuff, like Pokemon stuff. I mean, it's not that good, but if you do want to check it out, like, you can if you want. But yeah, that's all from me. I'm guessing most of you have left by now, but yeah. Thanks for watching. Like Zabuza's video if you enjoyed it, and yeah, sub to him too, cause he's been on YouTube for a year.